When playing jazz standards, it's important to have a number of stock endings that you already know, that you've already planned out, so you have some options when you're trying to end a jazz standard, and so you can avoid the awkward, not really knowing how to end a song situation. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over 7 different endings for jazz standards coming right up. What's up, Brent here from LearnJazzStandards.com, which is a blog, a podcast, and videos all geared towards helping you become a better jazz musician. Make sure you subscribe at the button below, hit that bell notification button to never get left out on anything going on here. Now, I did another video earlier this year of 7 intros to play over jazz standards, which I'll go ahead and link up in the card above. And by popular demand, everybody wanted to see 7 endings to jazz standards, so that's what we're doing today. Let's get right to it. Let's start with a few classic endings, and the first one is the Take the A Train ending. And you'll recognize this one. It's classic, it's popular. Okay, so the main part of it is, and then you can end on really whatever chord you want. I'm doing this in the key of concert C, so you could end on a C6 or C major 7, or you could do an end on a sharp 9, a dominant 7 sharp 9 chord. So that's the Take the A Train ending. So the next classic ending is the Count Basie ending. Now, this is just a classic ending that Count Basie and his band would do all the time to end songs. That's why I call it that. And if you have a 2-5-1 going to a 1 chord to end the song, it would sound like this. Ending on a 1 chord. So essentially what you're doing there, what he's doing, Count Basie, is he's going to the 4 chord, which is F7 in this case, and then to an F sharp diminished 7, and then ending on a 1 chord. So you can do a C6 or however you want to do, and you can even end on a dominant 7th chord. Okay, so that's the Count Basie ending. Now, another fundamental ending that you can do that is really simple, it's just simply to do a ritardando on the way out so that you're slowing down. So if you're going from a 3-6 to 5, it would sound like this. Right? So just any way you want, you can just simply slow down at the end of the tune and just end on the 1 chord, wherever chord it happens to be. So that is the ritardando ending. So another easy ending that you can do if you're doing a 2-5-1 to end the song, like so many jazz standards do, is basically a flat to major 7th chord before resolving to the 1 major 7th chord. So it would sound like this. Right? So basically, in the key of C, D minor 7, going to the 5 chord, so some kind of G7th chord, but then landing on the D flat major 7 chord, and then ending on the C major 7th chord, the 1 chord. So that's what I call the flat to major 7 ending. One ending that's really common to hear is to simply take the major 1 chord or the minor 1 chord and alter it in some way to add more color. So in the case of a major key, a really great option would be to make the 1 chord a major 7 sharp 11 chords. So or if you're doing a minor 2-5-1 at the end of a song, you could perhaps turn that minor 1 chord into a minor major 7th chord. Right? Something like that to add more color. So that's the altered 1 chord ending. Now, there's always the classic tag ending where you're basically taking a 2-5-3-6 chord progression to end on a 2-5-1. So you'll recognize this. Then, right, you can add the Basie ending in there if you want to, but basically we start on a 2 chord to a dominant 5 chord, and then 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. You do different soloing things and stuff like that at the end, but that's a classic turnaround ending, 2, 5, 3, 6. All right, this last one that I want to share with you is one that I really like personally, and I just call this one the flat 5 chromatic descending ending. And so if we have in the key of concert C again, we're going to end on a 1 chord, a C major 7, but we have a 2, 5, 1. It sounds like this. So sounds like this. There's a lot of variations of this particular one, but I'll walk you through this one. So it goes F sharp, half diminished, then it goes F minor 7, then it goes to E7 with a flat 13 and a sharp 9, and then an E flat 7 13, or just an E flat 13, and then it goes to a D7, D flat major 7 to C major 7. So you can always end on a ritardando or however you want. So that's what I call the flat 5 chromatic descending. All right, so that's all the endings I want to share with you today, but of course there are so many more. So what I would love for you to do is just go ahead and answer the question, what other endings do you know for ending a jazz standard, and just fill up the comment section with just as many of those different ideas as you possibly can. Would love to just fill it up and we can all learn from each other. All right, so that's all for today's video. I want to thank you so much for watching, for hanging out with me. Make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.